Okay, welcome back to another video. Grab a cup of coffee. Today we're going to talk about nothing else than what we usually talk about, which is selling options for some extra income. And I've been documenting me trying to do this for quite some time now and seeing if I can make it work. And you can hopefully learn from me as I go along and do things well and probably not so well. And you can take away the good and the bad for your own trading. Today I wanted to show an example of me making a quick $30 from one single trade today, and it's only going to take a week and a half until this trade expires, this option that I sold expires. And I plug this in every single video of mine because it's really the only way I make money on this channel. Everything else on this channel I do for free. And I created this course where I talk about everything you need to know when it comes to selling options for beginners. And if you're new to options selling and you're wondering where do I begin, I think this is a good option, no pun intended. But you can see right here the price tag is $30. And I mentioned this actually in my last video and it got me to thinking you can make this back so quickly from selling options once you get the lay of the land and you're comfortable doing so. I want to show you with one single trade actually how you can make 30 bucks, or actually what I did today to make 30 bucks. I'm not saying you should go out and do this. You should do your own research on a stock that you like and you're okay with owning in case the put that you sell ends up getting assigned to you. So today I only made one trade. I made $30 in premium from selling this $13 strike put on SoFi that expires next Friday. And today we're going back to basics. We're just going to talk about what happens when I sell this put. What does this imply? But if we're also curious how much I've made so far this month in premium, $3,418. So let's just see the one trade that I made and how you can use selling puts to potentially generate extra income like I'm doing right here. So I love to sell puts on SoFi, not only because I like the underlying company, which is important when you sell puts, but also because it is a cheaper stock, which makes it easier to sell puts on when you might be a little tight for cash, because you need to have enough money when you sell puts to purchase 100 shares. And so if I were to purchase 100 shares right now, it'd be $1,321, and I would need that much set aside as collateral when I sell this put. Well, that's assuming the strike price is this exactly. I'm going to need a little bit less if I sell a $13 put. So if we're on Robinhood right now, which is my favorite place to sell options because it's so intuitive and it's so easy, I go to trade options here on SoFi stock and switch it to sell a put. And what I did earlier today is I looked at next week expiration because this week was coming up. So I wanted to go ahead and start selling some puts into next week. And more specifically, I looked at this $13 strike put on SoFi. So what does this mean? Well, between now and next Friday, if SoFi were to fall below $13 a share, the purchaser of this put has the right to sell me 100 shares at $13. And if come expiration, if SoFi is below $13 a share, I am forced to buy 100 shares at $13. So if I'm okay with buying 100 shares at $13 and I'm okay with taking on the risk that, hey, SoFi might go down like $12.50 next week and I'm forced to purchase it at $13 a share. And there's already that instant loss right off the bat, right? Because I'm buying something at a more expensive price than what it's actually going for. Because I'm taking on that risk, I am paid in what's called premium. And right here is the amount of premium that I will receive from selling this put. I know it says 30 cents, but it's actually times 100. So this will be $30 total if I sell this put. Something else nice that Robinhood does, and it can show you, is the percentage chance that SoFi is going to stay above $13 a share come next Friday. And I just take my premium and move on with my life. And that is 67 or around 68% chance that this will occur, that it'll expire completely worthless. I am not forced to buy 100 shares and I keep the premium because I get this instantly when I sell the put and I move on with my life. This one trade right here made enough to cover a course that could teach me selling options, at least some of the terminology and what things mean and how to interpret some stuff. Of course, you don't have to use my course as an example. Like I said, I could use anything as an example here. Let's say I want to buy a ticket to some concert and it costs $90. Well, I could sell 3 of these puts and that could afford me that concert ticket that I've always wanted to go to. Or my favorite thing of all, I could take that $90 and reinvest it into SoFi stock or any other stock of my choice. So this is how I've been trying to sell options to make extra income on the side, both selling puts and selling calls, as I talk about in other videos of mine. And this one trade, took probably a minute of my time, and I made $30 in that minute. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got to talk about, just this one trade. But it got me to thinking and being, I guess, more appreciative of like how much I can truly make selling options and why it gets me so excited. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you